Water flow up like urinal cake in the Matrix. Oh. What? You can just not say things. 4, 7, 9, 10. There we go. Rock me, Amadeus. Also, that's pretty. Just quite the visual. Anything up here? Nope. We're not getting behind there. How are these going to become puzzles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all equal to 9. 8 and 1. 7 and 2. 6 and 3. 5 and 4. Bye. Oh, right. That's the conceit of this place. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Yeah, I briefly forgot what the premise of this world is. Okay. This could very quickly become significantly harder. And now I've shuffled them. There are resets them more visually pleasantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so 2 has to be here. This could be 1 and... No, it can't be 1 and 2. There's so it has to be 3. And that means that this has to be 4, because 1 and 3, 2 and 3 have to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 6s. So one of these 6s is a 5 and a 1, and one of them is a 6. Okay. I had a relatively straightforward series of things have to be this way for the most part. Yeah, because the 2 having to be here, that means this can only be 3, that can be only be the 4. There's no 2 2s, and the 3 is already taken. But these 2 both being 6 adds ambiguity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the 8, and that's the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So so these 2 are the only ones that can switch places, is that the 6 and the 5 and the 1 can swap. Everything else has to be in those shapes. So that narrows down the rest of the puzzle to a fair bit. Because we can't break that part. Now we just gotta nudge things around a bit. Let's see what I gotta do. So let's see. So we're going to move this 8 down 1, so that's in this separate shape completely. If I move this 1 over by 1, then now the 8 and the 1 make this 9. What shape is shared here? Right now, this shape is unhappy because it only has 6 and it needs to have 9. And it goes like this to here. And the rest is inside this existing shape. It has to be within this space. Okay, so we have to swap these. Yeah. This is going to be the 5 and the 1. And this has to be the 1 and the 8. And then the 5 will go over here. So there's the 1 and the 5, making this 6. And then this 8 is doing fine. But now the 8 and the 1 are together in this shape. So now I need to make 4. So the 4 has to go in here. Which is fine. Because that you can do that. So now the 4 and the 5 are happy. Oh, and everything else is already happy. Nice. Okay. This became quickly more approachable than I was worried it might be for a moment. Mainly because the middle one has very little wiggle room. In fact, now it should be done. Everyone should be in their correct shape in the middle one, which significantly reduces the variability of where everything might move and when I'm trying to solve the other ones. Okay, so this one's already happy and that one's already happy. That's a good start. This is supposed to be a 2 though, so we gotta move this 3, which should be easy. It's gonna move down 1 to make these both happy. But now the 3's in here, but the 2's happy. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 3 has to be here, because it can't go anywhere else. So that means the 5 has to be here, which means that the 7 has to leave. And if it goes down by 1, the previous puzzles are both happy. Blah! Okay, everything else is done, I guess. I'm not checking ahead to all the other possible things, so I get surprised by the solution explosion. Because there's I talked about the lack of fanfare when you succeed at things, and the entire screen distorting is a bit more than usual. This thing needs 2 neighbors. I need a 2 no, yes, no, 0 neighbor symbol. Surrounded. But this has a 2 neighbor symbol. 3 neighbors? 3 neighbors would go in the middle somewhere, because it's the same space as the surrounding area. 4 neighbors would go in the middle. 1 neighbor would go in the corner. Da 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 da. I know what these symbols mean. So what I find interesting is that there was like any number. So the meter was filling up as I finished zones, but I didn't pay very close attention to it, so I don't know how it worked. This is the meter that gave me the ability to play this level. Now I'm curious how that worked exactly. Like, are these 4 corners always these 4 things? Because there's like twice as many puzzle types as there are in this zone. So I'm just curious, because you only had to beat X number of puzzle zones in order to light the fires to get the meter to be filled in order to enter the zone. Were the first 4 I solved made into the 4 that are in this zone? Is that however they were chosen? For that matter, is there... But like, there's ones that I feel like they can't let you do modularly, right? Like, can I do this type of puzzle where you put the symbols in for the art gallery? Like, that seems like it rocks. That bucks against how the rest of the puzzles work. Like, these are all noticeably square panel, very simple. Put the symbols on the screen thing. Like, they all match that formula, but not all the puzzles in this game tightly matched that formula. So, my question is, did unlocking this area rely on me finishing any number of zones up to a certain minimum? Or did I have to finish specific zones? Like, can you get into this area and then be tested on these 4 types of puzzles, and they are always these 4 puzzles, but you've never actually finished the zone for that kind of puzzle, despite it unlocking this area as if it's the end game? Or did they specifically choose ones that I definitely already have solved already, either by forcing those ones to be mandatory in order to get here, or by changing this level to suit what I did? I don't know. Ultimately, I think almost everybody will do basically every puzzle, so it's kind of not that relevant. Because, like, you're here for puzzles, so most people aren't like, ew, puzzles, I'm gonna skip those, they're in my way. Me and all the lore of finishing the story. Like, the only type of people, the only reason I see people not beating a type of puzzle is basically because they find it wildly annoying, completely incomprehensibly difficult, or impossible, like the audio puzzles in The Witness, which, for me, are a quaint little distraction. Aside from the red door being fucked up, the zone for audio puzzles is just like a cute little thing like that I finish in 10 minutes every time I go there. So I'm just like, haha, look at that place anyway, and I just forget it exists. But for people that have hearing problems, or people that don't know that they should be playing the game with audio on, that zone's just completely incomprehensible and impossible. And then I think there's color blindness issues caused by some of the other stuff that can just make stuff impossible too. Okay, 4 neighbors I think has to go here. There's no plus sign anywhere else, right? Yep, it's happy in all 3 of them, so that's probably where it goes. No neighbors could go here. Could go here. Could go here. That's not a good no neighbors place. That's a good no. Those are both good no neighbors places. That's good. Okay, it's probably the top left. This is different from the other puzzles in that it might be the easiest one to solve in this style. I'm going a little ahead of myself by guessing this preemptively, but in the other ones, like the diamonds or the numbers, the symbols had a relationship with each other. But on these ones, I guess this is a bit more akin to the shapes one, but the shapes one was just so much visual noise to parse through. But like, this is closer to the shapes one in that every symbol is completely independent of all the other symbols, even more so than the shapes one, because the shapes one cared about whether or not the different colors were different symbols from each other. And you had to find, oh yeah, and in the shapes one, we had pairs, so the two pairs had to always match across all of the things, and that was part of the chaos. These symbols, the flower symbols that can be that can be challenging in other contexts, are in this context completely independent symbols that always work the same way. So I just have to check whether or not, and maybe a wrench will be thrown in, and I'm missing a detail, but I'm pretty sure I'm right at the moment. So that's just, you know, comical setup if I'm super wrong. I'm pretty sure you literally just have to go one symbol at a time, find a place where you can put it, check all three examples to see if it's true on all three of them, and then move on to the next symbol. Like, it's extremely... Like, every time I solve one of these... Normally what I do is I solve one of these pages, and then I have to go between all of them and see how to fix it, because the next one breaks it, which is a recreation of how this mechanic worked in The Witness, where you solve the panel having no clue what the future panels were going to be, and then were surprised by the new fucked up versions that you then had to iterate on, which had the result of making you realize how flexible the previous solutions were, because all of these alternate solutions had to also be valid in order to make the new puzzle solvable. But here you literally just look at one symbol and be like, oh, it goes here, and then you just check to see if it goes there in all of them. It's pretty straightforward. This has one neighbor. Nope. This has one neighbor. That is one neighbor. That is two neighbors. Waka waka. That is one neighbor. Nope. That is one neighbor. Nope. That is one neighbor. That is one neighbor. That is one neighbor. Ah. Okay. Two neighbors. No. Two neighbors? Nope. Two neighbors. Nope. Two neighbors? Two neighbors? Three neighbors. Ah. Two. Gets in the corner. Okay. Now we need three neighbors. These intersections look pretty ripe. Yep. Ah, the cursor explodes. Not the puzzle itself. It's just usually the cursor's on the panel when I'm solving it. Anyway, me explaining what was easy about that puzzle took longer than solving it, so I guess I was right. What's going on over here? Ooh. Oh. The middle part seems to be growing. Oh, everything's growing. Oh, yep, it's all growing. I'm destroying space and time. Well, might as well speed it along. Did I make a star? Oh, she's outside of the crystal. I was about to say, this seems like the bad ending. I got imprisoned in a crystal, but instead she was the whole time? We did the thing! Oh, the ending area is pretty brief, isn't it? Additional puzzle design. I used to speak with Main G from the, they were in my community after, Talos Principle? That was so long ago. I'm just surprised to recognize a name in the credits besides, obviously Jonathan Blow, and there's Corey Martin. They're going a little fast for me to just look at all. I'm not used to looking at them all this closely, but there's a disproportionate chance that I'll recognize people throughout here. The puzzle community is small. Didn't Corey Martin make Pipe Push Paradise and the camp fire, or not, the Burn Your Belongings game that I also played, which was also very hard? That was very hard. Thanks for playing. Now what happens? Alright. Load our save from a minute ago. We're back. By you. What if you only like the black stuff? Is this a logic? Am I logicking? No. I got an achievement called Black. The achievement just says ... Let's see, let's reload the achievement page. I'm missing one achievement. So I have the finish all the zones achievement. That's about it. 428 puzzles. Here's a good starting point. Taiji, how many puzzles? Oh, okay, that's not a good result. Google's autocomplete thing is it's just saying 410, and I'm like, that's less than what my thing says, so that's not a good sign. And then it looks the excerpt it's taking it from. It says there are over 410 puzzles. It's like, that's not a shut up. Save me, Reddit. Okay, this guy has solved 445, which is more than me. 45. There's definitely people mentioning 445 a lot, which is more than I have done by a margin. So where am I missing like 15 puzzles? That's not like, oh man, that one in the corner is really hard, I'll never beat it. That's like, I have missed a whole bunch. Let's go back to the beginning. Because the witness liked to hide stuff at the beginning, what that made sense later. Granted, the witness had environmental puzzles, and we never got those. I'm starting to get... like, I think I'm past the point of being worried and insecure about whether or not I've missed the environmental puzzles all game, and I've made it all the way to the point of, like, clearly there are no environmental puzzles. Bye. Oh, this is the beginning still. Okay. This looked like I was walking into a secret. But this is just the actual begin. Oh yeah, this area was like animated and putting itself together. Okay, those eyeballs suggest that they're inside of... There's a thing down there. And those eyeballs suggest that they're inside of a cave. Which would mean that it'd be a way to go there. Can I go behind the panel? There's like different endpoints around here. Makes me wonder if I can rearrange how these things fit together. I don't really remember how this place looked originally. That and that match up. Here at the beginning they were kind of separated strangely. I'm noticing that this right here matches this right here. Where this is white and that's white because of flowers, and then this is dark because of the rocks, and this is dark because of the rock, but then this is dark because it's the wood on the white base. Kind of setting up the interpretations you would later have to do in the art gallery. I kind of started spotting, it's like when you spot a witness puzzle in the environment, I was like, what is this? What's going on over here? And then I realized it's just the same thing again. I do wonder if there's any value in like reversing these things, but I obviously keep trying that, and that's not really... If it's never worked a single time, I don't know why I should keep trying it. Was this one just like past this spot? Yeah. And this was like... There was a grouping of interpretation you had to do there. Ah, the grass around here is also the shape of the puzzle. So to help infer that you put the white piece here and black pieces there are extra scruffs of grass that mirror the surrounding thing. So I didn't notice this until the stone, and then I just moved on with my life. But this is mirrored here, and this is mirrored here, and then this is by the time this happens, where it's really obvious, that's the third time it happened. Now I'm just thinking like how much, yeah, the whole surrounding area, the paths here are shaped like the black parts of the puzzle. So they all combine into one overall grid with no overlap, as far as I can tell. But they just have you looking at these four things, and they just kind of hide it there. Just like all the faces, just sort of letting you discover, if you do, that the entire surrounding area looks like the puzzle. That's a neat little discovery to make at this point. Don't know where the puzzles are though. I'm gonna get back to you when I actually find anything. So the consistent-ish rule seems to be that black equals rock. This one's not really, but everything's rock here. Like the path here is rock and the grass is white. And the grass is white. And here the rock cliff is all black, but then the shadow is also black. And the rock, the handmade stone is white, and the flowers are white. Here we're just looking at statues that I don't think reflect the environment that much. If I remember correctly, originally this statue was like just across this bridge, but because it was down here, there was nowhere to go, right? Then putting that statue into this diagram made that go down. But the platform's L-shaped. And black would be the... Yep. So you put the Tetris L in as negative space. Here we go. And there's a teleporter. That doesn't work. What? Okay, okay, so that's a tree. Binary, diamond, the towers. So these are all the different symbol types. I don't recognize some of them. These bottom two I don't remember very well from those symbol types, but everything else is pretty obvious. These are the two towers that are always opposite of each other. Number dots, binary dots, or just binary. Neighbor flowers, the dreaded shapes. Why can't I turn this on? So you can input them, but you can't do anything else with them. Okay. Gonna take a picture of this real quick as a reference. Got that on my second monitor. So let's try to get to the tree zone. See if I can make sense of it there. Because there's just nothing here. There's no data. But I could figure that, like, especially with the tree, that seems pretty straightforward. There might just be, like, another tree in the tree zone that they didn't ask me to solve. That'd be a pretty clean one-to-one solution. And it should be relatively easy to tell if the tree matches the symbol. Is it this one? There's 3 branches, which matches the beginning, but the middle branch should only have 2 options. And this has a lot of options. Yeah, we're looking for a tree that has 3 branches at the very beginning. I think that might be the same tree we just saw down there, copy-pasted. Sure looks like it. Yeah, it looks like they copy-pasted the same tree, but then they just added, bonus leaves. I don't remember how to get to the trees. I would love a teleporter. Oh, up here on the plateaus. There we go. Trees are this Y shape. I don't know why the teleporter at the beginning doesn't work. Okay, so there's the panel for that one. Okay, there's a few bonus trees lying around. But in this zone they had me solving these pink ones. Oh, cliff. Only 2 branches at the beginning. 2. Maybe 3? But the middle one has too much data, when the middle one should have only 2 competing branches. That one's that one. Yeah, this was that one. There's the 2, yeah. This has way too many points to be a puzzle. There's like broken chunks of tree, which makes me nervous. That looks like the same one copy-pasted again. Funny side effect of being told to closely inspect all the trees. Okay, whoop. The path is a tree. I believe. Okay, so this is the middle. The paths are the trees. Okay. Ba-doop, ba-doop. We're gonna have to switch to display capture for this part. So... blah, both be the same color. So the left one, because between these two branches, the left one is the longer one. Then we'll go up the left path. Left and right, left one is longer. Between these two options, but then on the right side, we then need to pick which of those two options is longer between these two, and it's the right one. Here we go. This game did have environmental puzzles all along. And the right one. Okay, so when you take the right path between left and right, the right one is itty bitty. It's definitely the left one. Right one is tiny, despite how big it looks here. Left, right. Right is much longer. I might have done something wrong. Yeah. So it's left and then right, but it must be these? Because there's no more path. I must be interpreting something wrong down here. And then... I guess this is the branch. So here the right one is longer. Instead of the left one. That makes the branching point here, but the starting point is here. Okay, so if this is the beginning of the tree, or this is the start of the tree, kind of. This one's very short and that one's very short, so the left one is definitely the long one at the end. Okie dokie. Move this over to the other monitor. Go back to game capture. But granted, this might be a display capture chunk of the game. I'm going to be doing a lot of these stuff. Where was the elevator? Not elevator, teleporter. It was inside the castle walls, though, wasn't it? Not a castle, really. Villa. It's a fence. It's a fence. And I find your accusations offensive. Okay, middle one? Nope. That takes me up here. Just like, let me in! Let me in! I guess I'll go here. I guess ultimately I was close. I could have just run down the middle stem. Because I don't have a way to teleport to the beginning. Which is weird, right? Because like, oh, gotta go this way. There is a teleporter. I just don't know how to use it or activate it. I don't get why it's not working. I've never had to earn them before. Like, I've never had to earn the ability to try to solve them before. That one I can't even start solving. Alright, let's put this answer that I just made in and see if it works. And maybe then they'll make it let me do something else. So left, left, then these two. Boop, boop, boop. I did the thing! Can I do it now? Oh. Oh.